the schedule release is next week, Wednesday. That is coming up kind of quick. We already know who the Saints are going to play, but we're going to know when they're going to play them. Let's just let's do a little back and forth draft. I'll let you go. Number one game. We're just going to pick the games we're most excited to see. We'll count the divisional teams each is one. We aren't going to take Tampa Bay twice or whatever. But what game are you most excited to see?
This is boring and basic. I think people want to know who else is on the schedule besides the usual suspects. But if I'm being completely honest, I want to see the Saints play the Falcons. I want to know what they are with Michael Penix. I want to know, I mean, that's the big rival, but it's also where are both of those teams in their development? Do the Saints have their own version of Michael Penix by the time those two teams are playing and they're going to be competitive with them? That's who they're going to be measured against. The Falcons are a completely new look team. They hit on a couple of defensive draft picks. I want to know how good they're going to be. I don't think there's games on the schedule that matter more than Saints Falcons this year.
It's a good one, too. And you kind of got now the parallels of the Saints and the Falcons being measured by their quarterbacks, who are both very kind of similar. Penix is an older guy, had a bunch of injuries in college. Shuck's an older guy, had a bunch of injuries in college. I think the difference is that Penix had 2 ACLs, which kind of scares me a little bit more than 2 clavicle breaks and a leg break. But these two are going to be kind of comped against each other forever for obvious reasons, but there's multiple parallels there as well. For me, my number one pick, it's going on the road, and it's going to Seattle, and I want to see Kubiak in that offense against the Saints in this defense and kind of get that measuring stick. Feels a little bit like a premium game. Seattle's a cool location. It's a cool place to play. There's cool Saints history there. It's Kellen Moore kind of going back home to it's not his hometown, but it's near his hometown, Washington. He grew up a Seahawks fan, I believe he said. So like it's kind of fascinating to have that there. Look, he was in the building for the Beachquake game. He told us. So
that's true.
So yeah, it's just kind of a cool like full circle moment there, I think, and a couple times.
I picked at Seattle as one of the 2 road games that I put on my list, and I had forgotten the element that Kellen Moore was from there too. So there are a lot of cool elements. I was looking this up while you were talking. Michael Penix is 8 months older. Tyler Shuck is 8 months older than Michael Penix. So, like anyone who views Michael Penix as a young quarterback and Tyler Shuck as an old one, they're basically about to be the same age on May 8th. The other fascinating road game that I had on here is at Buffalo, but that kind of feels more like a reality check, dangerous for your spirit or whatever. Road game, and at Seattle's the other one I put on there. But I'm going to go home versus the Jets. This is a comparison. Speaking of Kellen Moore being hired as head coach, how about the Jets are the ones who got Aaron Glenn, who was seen as a front runner here. And they're kind of doing the same thing. They're moving on from Aaron Rodgers. They're going with Justin Fields. They're trying to rebuild their culture. It's the coach that many thought was going to be the Saints' top choice versus the coach that the Saints ended up with. I think that'll be a kind of a key measuring stick game when the Jets come into the Superdome.
That's a good pick. Really good pick. Really good spot to put it there. Absolutely was in my top realm. But my next pick, and I probably missed up here. I'm gonna say you outdrafted me on that one. You beat me to the better pick. My next one was actually going to be Bills, and I think this season's about embracing that things are probably going to suck. And the Bills, you probably aren't going to beat the Bills. Doesn't matter when you go there and you're going to kill them. But as a fan of football, and if you just want to go and see a cool game in a cool place and experience cool culture, it's Buffalo. And yeah, they're going to kill them. They probably don't have a prayer if they beat them. Like, that makes everything way more exciting. I hope this game's early in the year and not late in the year, because the blizzard would be absolutely awful to go up there in.
That would make it more of a 13-3 game.
It's harder to get in. It's harder to get out. All that. Don't want to be there for that. But I think the Bills kind of have the greatest alignment with the Saints, like in terms of just fan culture and how much people care, what it means to the area and all that. So Bills were my number 2 pick. For the group, we got them 4th overall.
No, yeah, look, I mean, I mentioned it too, because it's like at Buffalo screams the best game on the schedule. Like, they've become one of the it teams in the NFL, but you've got to be ready to go at Buffalo. So it's like almost like, can we reschedule this game for 2 years from now when we get our stuff together? But no, I agree. And for the same reason, the last one I'll pick is home against the 49ers. Now, the 49ers are not the Buffalo Bills currently. Actually, the 49ers might be falling apart a little bit. They had more guys leaving their team than joining their team this offseason. Some of the ones that are still there are dealing with injuries. They are not the premier one or two best teams in the NFL that they were a couple years ago, but they're still the 49ers. Historically, they're still one of the better teams in the league this year. So when they come into the Superdome, it's going to feel like a special game.
So you win all home games, right? Well, maybe
Falcons,
maybe.
whichever. Yeah.
I'm going another road game. I'm going Titans. And I think it's just
the opposite of Buffalo.
The opposite of Buffalo, but I think it's kind of interesting. You get, I mean, Jackson Dart's probably not going to be playing.
No, that's Giants. And that's funny. That's
well, that's what I'm saying. He's probably not going to be playing.
That's why you didn't.
So it's like the rookie. No. But he's probably not going to be playing. So I think like the rookie quarterback showdown that could be possible if Cam Ward is ready to play would be Cam Ward, Tyler Shuck. Dart's probably a year away from getting actual reps there. So I think that kind of sets up kind of the rookie draft class showdown there. So I would be interested to see that game if Cam Ward's starting it.
That's funny. You confused me because the only other one that I didn't draft was home versus Giants, and in parentheses I put Jackson Dart. Like it could be Shuck versus Jackson Dart, but you're right. Shuck versus Cam Ward could be the only two rookie starting quarterbacks facing each other. Maybe they'll even give him like a Thursday night football time window for that.
Any other ones on here you're eager to see?
Yeah, no, I mean, when I made my case for the Falcons, I didn't add Buccaneers to the list, but like at some point, this deal that the Buccaneers made with the devil to just get to win this division every year, it was the deal the Saints tried to make with the devil. Like at some point, the Buccaneers are going to fall off. I don't think they are that much better of an organization than the Saints are. They've just been staying a little healthier and winning one or two games more than the Saints in this run. So the division becomes wide open if the Buccaneers fall back to the middle of the pack where they should be. So those are important games for sure.
The Saints they kind of got a really good, like if you're traveling if you're someone that travels to the games or travels to all the games, you got a really nice schedule here. They're actually tough to pick. Like I don't know if I was picking one, I don't even know which one I would pick.
Well, it's definitely a different conversation. Like if you're looking at this from a Saints football perspective, that's a conversation we just had. If you're looking at it from a travel perspective, it's a fascinating one. Yeah, you mentioned Seattle, you mentioned Buffalo, Miami. They're hitting like every corner of the country.
Rams is a good game to go to. That's a cool stadium. LA is obviously always cool. I'm kind of good on LA. We've spent enough time there. Chicago is a great one to go to. Nashville's obviously a great city. And then the home schedule's kind of meh. Like it really,
a lot of bad teams on the home schedule.
Yeah, like I have no idea what the 49ers are going to be this year. Super injured last year, but outside of them, I mean, there's really no one. Kyler's fun, though. Kyler will be a fun game. That's a fun game to watch. Throw them on my list somewhere is a draft pick. I like watching Kyler Murray play.